He shattered backboards, dominated the paint, and won 4 NBA championships. But there was one thing Shaquille O'Neal could never conquer: free throws. How can one of the most unstoppable forces in basketball history fail at something so basic? Let's dive into why Shaq never learned to shoot free throws. Shaquille O'Neal, also known as Shaq, was a 7 feet 1 inch, 325-pound giant who terrorized defenses in the 90s and 2000s. He was a 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, and one of the most dominant centers ever. But despite all his accolades, the free throw line was his kryptonite. Shaq's career free throw percentage? Just 52.7%. In some seasons, it dipped below 50%. And during the playoffs, when every point counts, it often got worse. In clutch moments, teams would intentionally foul him, knowing he'd likely miss. Technically, Shaq's form was a mess. Flat trajectory, rigid wrists, no follow-through. Coaches tried everything, changing his grip, his stance, even shooting with one hand. Nothing worked. Some claim his hands were just too big. A regulation basketball looked like a tennis ball in his grip. But it wasn't just mechanics. Shaq himself admitted he didn't care much for free throws. In his own words, "I get paid to dominate, not to shoot free throws." He approached it with a relaxed, sometimes even humorous attitude. That lack of seriousness and pressure in big games only made it harder to improve. Eventually, opponents took advantage with a tactic known as hack-a-Shaq, intentionally fouling him to force free throws and break his team's momentum. It worked so well that the NBA had to change the rules to stop teams from abusing it. His free throw struggles didn't just affect his game, they shaped the league itself. In one All-Star game, Shaq tried shooting a free throw with his eyes closed. In 2006, a fan from the crowd shouted out a tip, and he made the shot. "That guy changed my life for one night," Shaq joked. Despite the misses, his free throws became part of his legendary persona. Shaquille O'Neal didn't need perfect free throws to be a legend. But his struggle from the line reminds us, even the greatest athletes have flaws. And maybe that's what makes them unforgettable. His personality made fans love him even more, whether it was dancing on the court, cracking jokes in interviews, or messing around during warm-ups. Shaq turned flaws into fun. He was never afraid to laugh at himself, and that made him relatable. Off the court, his charm carried over. He became a TV analyst, an actor, a brand ambassador, even a DJ. His free throw woes became part of his legend, memed, mocked, but never forgotten. And here's something to think about. Maybe if Shaq had been a great free throw shooter, he wouldn't be as memorable. Maybe that flaw, that imperfection, helped humanize a man who seemed superhuman in every other way. Shaquille O'Neal didn't need perfect free throws to be a legend. He needed to be himself. And that was more than enough. So the next time you miss something simple in life, remember, even Shaq, a 4-time NBA champion and Hall of Famer, had a weakness. And he still made history. If you enjoyed this story about one of the NBA's biggest legends, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss another basketball mystery or fun fact. More NBA stories coming soon.